What's going on, everyone? We're going to do some technical analysis on Amazon. So is Amazon's stock price going to go lower or higher? That's one thing that we're going to kind of be covering in this live video here. Today is the first. It is 11:41 in the morning in California. With that being said, Amazon did have some earnings. Now, we initially had a move higher and then got rejected, right? So as we started to come down here, an area here on the daily chart that we needed to kind of keep in mind was this top linear regression channel. It did give us a little bit of problems here on the 24th. Once we did get above it on the 27th here on that earnings day, we put in that new high. However, we just failed to confirm that 110.80 price target to the top side and have been on a 2-day slide. Now, a pretty aggressive 2-day slide here. I'm not really seeing too much news, right? Let me see what Amazon shares are trading lower, continued volatility in the stock market, blah, blah, blah. Amazon negates bull trend, falls under bellwether indicator, trading at new. I'm not saying there's no real, news headline that's driving it down. Fundamentally, there's nothing that's really too concerning here on Amazon. Last week, or earlier today, Goldman's, they still maintain their buy order with a price target of 165. So, is this just a healthy pullback before the next kind of rip? Now, if that's the case, where do we want to try to buy Amazon at what price? I'm looking at a price, maybe $100, maybe 99 or 96. Those would be great spots to try to potentially average in or buy some, new positions there for the potential bounce back up into these highs of around 110, 109 area. But again, if you're a short-term trader here, one thing that you have to kind of keep in mind, if you go back and you look at this day here, look at this low here that was sitting right at this 20-day moving average, and look at where we're currently at now. If we were to just draw a line across, you can see that, as we were holding this area and went on this nice little run up, we came down, put in a new high, and now we're back testing. So if this area does not hold for a potential bounce here, this is where you're going to want to go long, right, off this bounce. If we lose this area, this is where you're going to want to go short. Again, if you're a day trader, right? Now, if you go short here through this low, what you're going to try to be targeting is that next area of demand. So how much room do we have in that trade? We've got room all the way down to 100. So we're looking at maybe a $2 move. You have to assess your risk and assess your position sizing. Is this enough room for you to make some money? For me, it would be. I'm an options player. I'd probably take my normal sizing on this, which is 10 contracts. I'd play those 10 contracts into 100, 101, take my dollar, be a happy camper, and then look for the next setup. So as we continue to fall here, we do have the NASDAQ futures down red about 17 points, kind of just, basically zigzagging all day between going over green and under red. Anything below this 50 EMA underneath $100.50, we could be looking at $98 to $99 price target. That would be your next potential short trade. If Amazon does decide to give up and lose its 50-day moving average, that's where things can get a little bit sketchy. Anything under $98 has room down to 96, and below 96 to 92. This would be the macro area. I would say would be your last loading zone, would be down in this area here. That's going to be the $92.68. Again, this is going to be for swing traders. You're going to have a little bit of support going back here to March. You're gonna have a little bit of support going back here to April as well, right? These two areas have held before. We come down into this zone, we give a nice bounce. We come down into this zone, we give a nice bounce. So if we do come back into this zone, nothing changes for the bull case. We could just be back testing this 50-day moving average at around that $99, $98, and then getting ready for the next bounce higher. Again, then this would be the area where you're gonna look to try to buy some stock or some options on that. So with that kind of being said, if we go to a shorter time frame and we kind of see, what we're looking at here for all day traders, if we look at the 1 hour time frame here, okay, now Amazon presented a beautiful setup today. Again, if you weren't watching this, you probably missed it. Amazon's a little bit of a slower mover. It's not going to move, $10, $15 like Tesla or Nvidia, but the area that you should have been watching here is this first hour low candle, right? So if we look at what happened here in the first hour of the day, which is 30 minutes of pre-market, it's 30 minutes of the market open. So this is going to take us from 6:30 to 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if we look at this low here, that short position should have been started at around 103.50. Now we're down about $1.25 on the overall move. Would have had to sit through a little bit of choppiness action there for that first hour that we entered into that trade. But again, if you kind of look here, what's below here, right? What's below the wick? Absolutely nothing but airspace. So potentially Amazon does still have room to kind of get down into $100, 150, you know, in that range, $100.50. That's the potential here. We are testing the day's lows. If Amazon starts to give up 102.15 again, we could see another 50-cent slide, 60-cent slide on Amazon. If you are going to decide to take this type of trade here, make sure you size down, take your profits a lot sooner, as you have already started to miss the move. Now to the long side, you know, before I even think about going long on Amazon, it's got to come down here and test this $100 area. If I can't get it to come down here and test this $100 area, I cannot, there's no way, chance in hell, that I can try to start balancing this and determining where the bottom's at. You know, I've got no support until 100 and some change. So this is the area where I could try to balance it. I can't just try to get long here and guess that this is going to be the bottom. Again, you know, maybe a scalper's got some room between 103.30s and 103.90s, but again, you better be an experienced scalper, know what you're doing, know when to get the hell out of that. I can't really get bull bias until we start getting back over 106.60s. Over 106.60s, then we've got some room to play with into that 110 area. That would be the next long trade that I'm looking to take. The next bounce trade that I'm looking to take is down here in this area around 100. Short position here. I might be interested in taking the scalp. I'm going to continue to watch this as we go into power hour here. But anything below 102, that way there's some liquidity there. That way I can hop on board. You know, might look for that. But again, if you guys do want to learn how to trade, and you want to learn the strategy, you want to get access to one-on-one coaching and trade with the team, check the links down in the description box below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.